Ethereum is a blockchain network with smart contract functionality. It's used for everything from money transactions to new kinds of games and apps. When you make a transaction in Ethereum, the network serializes it into a form that every other client or application will recognize. This includes the DA field, which contains a 20-byte address. How to check an Ethereum transaction. Ethereum transactions are cryptographically signed instructions that update the state of the network. They can be as simple as transferring Ether from one account to another, or they could involve a complex contract call. In either case, the transaction must be validated by a majority of the Ethereum network before it is added to a block and becomes part of the blockchain. This process is called confirmation. In order to verify a transaction, you can use an Ethereum blockchain explorer like Etherscan. This will give you detailed information about the transaction, including its gas limit. It will also tell you how many blocks the transaction has been mined. The transaction format is a RLP encoded list of fields that specify the following: recipient, value, data, gas limit, GPGPWDP, nonce, and signature. The message field contains the data that is to be sent to the destination wallet. This field can be empty or contain data such as a call or delegate opcode. The gas limit and GPGPWDP fields are used to limit the amount of gas the transaction uses. The nonce is a unique number that is used to prevent replay attacks. If you encounter an error message such as bad instruction or a red exclamation point, it means that the transaction was unsuccessful and that the funds did not reach their destination. This usually happens when the Ethereum network is very congested. In such cases, you should wait a few hours for the Ethereum network to recover before trying again. If you still receive the same error message, try doubling your gas limit. You can also check a transaction by entering its hash in a blockchain explorer. The resulting page will show you all of the activities that occurred at that time, along with the transaction details. Using this method can help you identify any errors that may have caused your transaction to fail. You can also check a transaction by entering the wallet address that was used to send it. This will open a page with all of the transaction activity for that wallet. You can then select the transaction that you want to examine and view its details. You can also see the total amount of gas that was consumed by the transaction and the timestamp. Etherscan. The Ethereum blockchain keeps a record of all transactions, and one can access this information via an online tool called Etherscan. This block explorer is similar to a search engine, allowing users to look up wallet addresses, smart contracts, and more. It is free to use and requires no registration. However, registering an account unlocks extra features, such as the ability to create alerts and data feeds. The Etherscan website allows you to search by transaction hash, TXID, or by token name. It also shows the status of the transaction, pending, processed, and confirmed. The status of a transaction determines how long it will take to be verified and added to the blockchain. If the status is pending, it has not yet been added to the blockchain and may still be cancelled or replaced by another transaction. It is important to know the status of a transaction so that you can avoid losing money. In addition to checking a transaction, Etherscan can help you track down if you have been the victim of theft. The site allows you to check the movement of a specific wallet, which makes it easier to locate the culprit. You can also use the site to monitor whales, wallets that hold large amounts of ETH, and their activity. One of the best things about Etherscan is that it is free and easy to use. Just enter the address you want to monitor and click on Search. You will then be able to see all of the associated transactions. You can also add an address to your watch list, which will alert you when there is new activity on that address. Etherscan also provides a gas tracker that displays real-time information on transaction costs on the Ethereum network. It allows you to see how much a transaction will cost and helps you optimize your transactions to reduce the amount of gas used. It also provides a history of gas prices so that you can track the fluctuation in price over time. Etherscan can be used by anyone, but it is particularly useful for developers who are looking for information on a particular contract or token. It can also be helpful for investors who want to know the status of their investments. FVM. If you're a cryptocurrency trader, it's important to know how Ethereum transactions work. By checking a transaction status, you can confirm that your order has been successfully added to the blockchain and how many blocks have passed since the time of its creation. This information can help you gauge the cost of using the Ethereum network. Ethereum transactions are transmitted on the Ethereum Virtual Machine, EVM. The data structure of a transaction is serialized using the recursive length prefix, RLP, encoding scheme. The data is then transmitted over the Ethereum network, where each node receives it and stores it in memory. Each node checks the data for any errors or problems. If the transaction has a problem, it will be stored in the mempool until it can be fixed by other nodes. When a person sends an Ethereum transaction, they need to provide the destination address, which is a 20-byte value. The EVM will then execute the contract at that address. The contract will call the function specified in the payload of the transaction. Depending on the payload, the effect of this may be to increase the contract's balance or to transfer a specific amount of Ether. Then, the transaction will be included in a block and then added to the blockchain. This process takes time and is impacted by network congestion. Traders can check their Ethereum transaction status by using a blockchain explorer. The transaction hash can be entered into the explorer to view details like sender and receiver addresses and gas fees. When the Ethereum network is congested, miners often prioritize transactions with higher gas fees. This leaves those with lower gas fees in the pending state. This is why it's a good idea to increase your gas limit and max priority fee per gas settings. This will ensure that your transaction is processed in the most efficient manner possible. Explorer. Explorer is a free Ethereum blockchain explorer that provides users with a broad array of features. Its simple design layout and absence of advertisements make it easy to navigate. It also allows website owners to incorporate key Ethereum metrics into their sites. This makes it ideal for users who want to track addresses and explore the Ethereum blockchain. The platform is a great alternative to other Ethereum transaction tracking services and blockchain explorers. It is free and offers a wide range of tools for tracking address transactions and the current balance of an Ethereum-based token. Its search function and chart functions are particularly useful. The site also offers a list of top 50 Ethereum-based tokens and their market performance. When a user enters an Ethereum address in the search field, the website will return all of the associated information. This includes the token's name, symbol, market cap, and price. In addition, the site provides a detailed history of the address's transaction activity. This information is helpful for investors and traders who want to monitor the movement of their investments. While Etherscan is a popular block explorer for Ethereum, it has some limitations. For example, it does not validate the recipient addresses in transactions. This means that it is possible to send Ether to an address without a corresponding private key or contract, and thus render it unspendable. To resolve this issue, the user must check the address to ensure that it is a valid Ethereum address. To verify the authenticity of a transaction, it is essential to use an Ethereum client like Geth that will sign the transaction object with the sender's private key. This process creates a signature hash that proves that the transaction was not sent fraudulently. This hash is then added to the Ethereum blockchain as part of the transaction. Another feature of Explorer is its watching service, which allows users to receive real-time notifications when their selected addresses perform a transaction or receive funds. This feature is ideal for individuals who want to keep an eye on their Ethereum portfolio, or for large crypto businesses that need to track the movements of their funds.